I had someone comment on the video I made about the White House called Joe Biden's Make-A-Wish administration. They said I should do an update video about the new White House Press Secretary Karine Jean Pierre. She perfectly fits into my theory. She's a woman, she's black, she's lesbian, she's the holy trinity of this new retarded state religion we find ourselves under. In doing some research on her, I looked up her wife, Suzanne Malveaux. Suzanne is a CNN journalist, if you want to call her that. She was born in Michigan, though most of her family is from New Orleans. And like a lot of people in New Orleans, she has French and Spanish ancestry, as well as some African. Now, she is as white comes, but she does identify as black. And this is relevant to my point that I want to make in this video. Why, in a country we're told is homophobic, racist, sexist, bigoted, do people like Suzanne or Obama or Colin Kaepernick voluntarily choose to identify as the oppressed side of their ancestry? Because that's where the power is. It's Elizabeth Warren lying on her college application saying she was Native American. That's where the real privilege is in America today. Because what I call Joe Biden's Make-A-Wish administration is really called Bioleninism. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, I'll leave a link to the original article that outlines it, but to give the short overview, it goes something like this. When you're consolidating power, loyalty is preferred over efficiency. And it's also Carl Schmitt's friend-enemy distinction. A friend is someone who's loyal, and so you overwhelm the institutions with people who are loyal to you. I'll read from the article a little bit here. Leninism is, of course, applied socialism. Socialism was huge before Leninism was even a thing. And that Marxism was, and is still popular, is not due only to Soviet patronage. Socialism works by hacking the social calculus module that humans have in our brains. Remember, humans care deeply about status. Status is what drives human behavior. Everybody works to achieve more status and to avoid losing status. Socialism, of course, sells egalitarianism. It tells people with low status that they can get some more. The Industrial Revolution had forced millions of peasants into the cities, and they all felt that they had lost status in the process. Economists will tell you that the standard of living of industrial workers, according to some measures, had actually improved, and that may be so, but the workers didn't think so, and they were pissed. So these socialists come and tell them that they have this plan to make them gain status, big time. That was huge. Yes, sure, Christianity had also started promising the meek that they were morally higher than rich people, that they'd all go to heaven, unlike those perfid rich guys. But that didn't translate into actual real-world status. Socialism was promising actual goods, and so it became huge. It's still huge. It's pretty much catnip for humans. It's instant checkmate. Socialism works not only because it promises higher status to a lot of people. Socialism is catnip because it promises status to people who, deep down, know that they shouldn't have it. There is such a thing as natural law, the natural state of any normally functioning human society. Basic biology tells us that people are different. Some are more intelligent, more attractive, more crafty, and popular. Everybody knows, deep in their lizard brains, how human mating works. Women are attracted to the top dogs. Being generous, all human societies default to a Pareto distribution where 20% of people are high status, and everyone else just has to put up with their inferiority for life. That's just how it works. In communist countries, pedigree was very important. You couldn't get far in the country if you had any little kulak, noble, or landowner ancestry. Only peasants and workers were trusted. Why? Because only peasants and workers could be trusted to be loyal. Rich people, or people with the inborn traits which lead to being rich, will always have status in any natural society. They will always do all right. That's why they can't be trusted. The stakes are never high for them. If anything, they'd rather have more freedom to realize their talents. People of peasant stock, though, they came from the dregs of society. They know very well that all they have was given to them by the party, and so they will be loyal to the party to the death because they know if the communist regime falls, their status will fall as fast as a hammer in a well. And the same goes for everyone else. especially those ethnic minorities. So again, the genius of Leninism was in building a ruling class from scratch and making it cohesive by explicitly choosing people from low-status groups, ensuring that they would be loyal to the party given they had much to lose. It worked so well, it was the marvel of the intellectual classes of the whole world for 100 years. Meanwhile, what was the West doing? The West, that die-hard enemy of worldwide communism, led by the United States. What has been the American response to Leninism? Well, look around you. Read Vox. Put on TV. That's enough. Who is high status in the West today? It's women, homosexuals, transsexuals, Muslims, blacks. There's even movements propping up disabled and fat people. What progressivism is running is hyper-Leninism, biological Leninism. In just her first week as White House press secretary, Karine proved that she's just another unqualified, incompetent boob. She's only there because of her identity, which she's carefully sculpted to push her to the top. Nina Jankowicz is another perfect example. She's a moron who was entrusted with the all-important Ministry of Truth, something that I'm sure the system has been trying to work towards for a long time. And yet, she's nothing but a mid-wit theater dork who isn't qualified to pour piss out of a boot, much less be the arbiter of truth for an entire nation. They know deep down that they don't belong there, but they owe all their success to the state, to the religion. So they'll be the state's biggest fighters. They'll lie, they'll bully, they'll commit atrocities. Whatever is asked of them, they'll do it, because they know it could all go away if they lose power. And it doesn't matter if Karine stutters or can't even answer a basic question, because the only thing that matters is that it's not a conservative, straight white male up there. It's also a humiliation ritual. We won, and look who we put up here. The gay, retarded, 12 years a slave version of Raggedy Ann. Anyways, on that note, that's all the time I have for today. If you like this video and type of content I'm making, consider giving this video a like or maybe subscribing. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.